Before we look at have our little section on sensors in a couple this week, I'm going to issue the first assignment today. So I thought I'd go through that first. Let's get that covered. Reluctant to say out of the way. Assignment 1, critical evaluation and selection of actuator and sensor technology for mechatronics applications. Issued today, Wednesday the 10th. Submission date is in 4 weeks' time, Wednesday the 9th of March 2016. That's not actually up on the Learn UCS site yet, but that will be doing that tomorrow. Just got it. Right, so that's the details on the front page. Your word limit is 2,000 words. Just have a little look at the grade matrix. It's a bit small on the board. I'm sure you can see it on your copies. You're going to assess over 3 things. First, your analysis of a range of options for actuators to provide rotational motion in mechatronic systems. So we had a look at a particular rotation motion device last week, the stepper motor. It's going to expect you to actually look into at least one more in terms of the application we'll have a look at in a minute. Okay. I like to focus on the second upper band when I go through these. For 2.1, the report provides a highly justified angular rotation solution. The solution is strongly linked to excellent critical analysis of the technical aspects that provide angular and rotational motion. So it's got to be linked to the application you've been given, not just general. Okay. The second thing is your critical analysis of the options for sensing, angular and rotational position. The report provides a highly justified angular measuring solution. The solution is strongly linked to excellent critical analysis, technical aspects of sensing, angular and rotational position. And then lastly, as always, you're assessed on the overall report presentation and reference. And the focus, though, is on the top 2, the critical analysis. So there's more available for that. The other weight or height. Okay. But again, for the 2.1, excellent level of presentation, accessible to the majority of intended readers. The majority of sources are referenced fully to the required Harvard standard. I think we've done quite a bit of work on that now, and I think that don't favour that system now. That comfortable. Adrian's done this work as well in the video stuff. Right, so we have a quick run through the application. Basically, that's around a scenario that you're a mechatronics consultant hired by an engineering company. They make a range of products, and they use this automated driller machine turntable to drill holes in plastic flange cases. The current system uses pneumatic actuators to operate both the driller operation and rotate the turntable to different index positions. The current system is able to cater for a small range of different pull pitches, and is adjustable to allow different pitch diameters to be taken. However, to change pitch between drilling is somewhat cumbersome and requires parts to be changed in those cases. With this in mind, the company believes that the current system be updated to more easily allow drilling holes around the space at the different pitch angles. The basic diagram of the system is shown in figure 1. So they can adjust the drill motor position in and out. Okay, the rodless cylinder operating the drill up and down, and the spacer can be drilled. Being drilled can be variable diameter and have a different hole pitch. So that's the concept. What you've been hired to do is to provide a short technical analysis of the current system of actuators and associated sensors, and propose a new design that incorporates an electrically actuated turntable and improved sensor technology. Engineer and manager would like to discuss implementing these changes using either a servo drive or stepper motor technology, but recognises there are a number of different types, and so it requires your guidance on which one is suitable. So, assignment requirements. 2 parts. Part 1, electrical operation of the turntable. For this part, you're writing a report to critically analyse and evaluate the use of servo drive and stepper motor technology to operate the drill turntable in specific angular steps. Your analysis should be written in approximately 1,000 words. It might include the following details as appropriate. Types of motor and drive available, what their advantages and disadvantages are, with a recommendation for a suitable one. A short explanation of how your chosen solution operates. Detailed information on how the control signals are produced is not required. So we aren't interested in how a controller controls the position, just that how it can control the position. Okay? There's a difference. A clear analysis of the angle steps that could be achieved with your recommended solution. What resolution in terms of angle, plus or minus 2 degrees, 3 degrees, half a degree, so on. Okay. A clear indication of the torque that can be achieved with your solution, and whether there's any need for separate devices to hold the turntable still during drilling. That might take us back to a little bit about some of the things we talked about with the stepper motor last week. Alright? You're going to analyse whether the stepper or a servo would be the right solution here. Part 2. As described earlier, turntable rotates to an index position using mechanical indexing system. It's thought that with the electric motor solution proposed in part 1 of this report, a precise method of positioning the turntable is required that will allow a particular pitch angle to be moved for each hole that's drilled. Engineer and manager is aware that a shaft encoder might be a possible solution, but is unsure of the following. Whether to use an absolute or relative position shaft encoder in this application, whether there are any other suitable options for a reliably sense the position of the drill and turntable. So for this part of the assignment, you're required to write a report that will critically analyse and evaluate the options, essentially the angular position of a rotating turntable. Approximately 1,000 words. Consider the following areas: the operation and advantages and disadvantages of both incremental and absolute shaft encoders, the operation advantages and disadvantages of any alternative options for angular position tension, and justified recommendation of a sensor solution for the drill turntable. You should note that for both parts of this report, you are not required to specify a specific motor or sensor solution and or indicate how they would fit together as a solution. However, you may need to indicate if any kind of gearing or belt drive is required to provide suitable rotational resolution for the turntable. So if you use a gearbox, you might be able to get more more resolution or smoother operation, more accuracy. No, that's not specified to that detail. Yeah. More interested in which motor option you think is the best and why, which sensor option you think is the best. We're going to be looking a little bit. We're going to touch on shaft encoders in this week's session, so that's going to be for you to go into more depth. The usual general requirements around the words and using Harvard reference and so on and so forth. So that's my brief introduction to assignment 1 for electronics. Any questions?